I'm Prairie Vintage. My name's Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube. I use spirits and my intuition, the tarot, to communicate energy to you guys, most amazing viewers. I'm so blessed to be here. I'm so glad you found me if you're new to this channel. And if you're returning, welcome, welcome. I'm so grateful and so blessed to be doing your reading yet again today. Today's reading, we're looking at any question you have and we'll take a look at the answer. Okay, so put it into context to your situation. And it should resonate for what's going on with the situation in which you're questioning. And if it doesn't seem like it fits, then just go to another pile, okay? Like if it's not really your situation, although there might be a need to sort of come in with an open mind, because you might not be expecting to hear the answer you're seeing here, okay? But if it doesn't fit your question, then don't force it, okay? And so we'll take a look at the decks underneath these 6 options for you. But if at any point you're pulled to any one of these 6, then you can go ahead and select from the timestamp. If you have multiple questions, you can go to multiple piles with your questions, okay? So for those of you guys wanting to see the decks, we'll get into that shortly. For those of you guys new to the tarot, let's get into the disclaimer. So disclaimer is not predicting your future state. It's not set in stone. What we're looking at is the energy frequency in which you're sitting in at the time you watch the reading. And we're communicating what that energy frequency looks like. Okay, so this is something that should be resonating with what it is you're feeling, seeing, experiencing. It's your subconscious being reflected back to you. So if you have a difficult time tapping into your intuition, it might seem like a challenge, okay, to wrap your head around maybe what is being communicated. But it should resonate. It shouldn't be something that's completely left field and not make sense. If that's the case, then it's not resonating and that's not your pile. Okay. But if it is something that pulls within you, whether it be a challenging emotion or something validating or confirming your situation, then that is your pile. Okay, sometimes what we hear doesn't make us always feel good, but it's what we're needing to hear in order to make decisions, in order for us to have clarity. And so that is the intention of providing you with the answers in this reading. Now, don't take anything that you don't want to accept. If that's not the answer you want, even if it resonates, then go change your reality. Okay, don't take my reading here as the be-all end-all. You're the captain of your own ship, okay? So we use these readings in order for us to make different decisions and be able to change the energy by infusing it with a different frequency. You change the channel to your radio station, okay? So I will not change the way that I read the tarot. I am doing this to communicate what it is that I see, how it is that I channel. If it doesn't work for you, then bless you and on your way. Go to another reader, go to another reading. It isn't really about you doing me any favors, okay? So don't feel like you're obliged to do me any favors. I don't come here so that we can do any sort of favors. It's more for me just to read the energy for you. If you're here, then you found your way here. If you don't want to listen to the message, no one's forcing you to be here. You can go wherever you'd like. You're a free sovereign being, okay? So let's get into these 6 piles. Beautiful angels, option number 1. So we have the Prisma Visions Tarot. Option number 2, we have the Nicolette Sicoli Tarot. But it's the same way here. Option number 3, we have, it's just called the Tarot. Okay, that's all it's called here. Option number 4, and we have the Aquarian Tarot. I don't know why I'm obliged to show you guys the back sides. Option number 5, we have the Zillich Tarot. And for option number 6, we have the Spirit Speak Tarot deck. Okay, so let's get that where you guys can sit with the energy. Beautiful angels, sit with this, and whenever you're ready, click from the timestamp. I will see you guys at your pick. Hello, beautiful angels. Pile number 1, you guys picked the Prisma Visions Tarot deck. All right, and we're looking at a question that you have and the answer to that question. Okay, go take a listen to the disclaimer before you get too deep. Okay, so this is any question you might have, and we'll take a look at what your answer is. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be a yes, no. It's just an answer to your question, however it comes out. Okay, so if it doesn't sound like it's even in the realm of your question, then go to another pile. Okay, but do keep an open mind, because if we're already expecting an answer, we might miss the answer altogether that Spirit wants to communicate, which could be something you've never even thought of. Okay, so let's take a look at the answer to pile number 1's question. You can ask your question right now, pile number 1. Sit with that question. Make it clear as you can. And we'll ask Spirit for a clear and concise message for you guys that can be delivered in a way that you understand. Spirit, for pile number 1, can we answer their question right here, right now? What is it that pile 1 is needing to know about the question that they've asked? Thank you so much, Spirit. Please protect me and the viewer and whatever it is they're going through at this time. Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good. Thank you so much, pile 1, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you. I'm so blessed to be here. I do realize you guys have a lot of other readers, and so I am so honored to be doing your reading again. And for those of you guys interested in a 15% off all jewelry and readings off my site, visit me at prairievintagejewelry.com. Enter code OneLove15. That promo will run until Valentine's Day. All right, so let's take a look. The Emperor. Oh my tiddly tie. Aries energy. The Fool. Aquarius energy. 2 major arcanas. 2 wands. Ace of Cups in reverse. 2 of Cups in reverse. Knight of Cups and the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. And under the Emperor, we have the 9 of Cups. Under the 9 Cups, we have the 8 of Swords in reverse. Okay, let me sit here with this energy for you guys. Take it into context. Don't force things to fit, okay? Okay, there's a couple of ways that I can read this, but if this isn't about asking about someone that you're dealing with, then this most likely is not your pile. Okay, because I feel like it's a situation in which you're trying to find harmony. That doesn't have to be a romantic connection so much, but for a lot of you guys, I think it is. And it's about getting empowered to find your own happiness. And so it's like, I want to be happy, and I don't know if there's something I'm supposed to do, or if I'm the one getting in my own way, or if I'm not doing something that I should be doing because of my own sort of limitations. But all I know is that I want to be happy, and I want to take my power back. And so I want to explore whatever it is that I need to explore, leave behind whatever I need to leave behind, or make a decision in order to move forward and whatever it is I need to do. And we're not quite sure if we, there's like 2 worlds here. There's a world of me sort of throwing everything sort of away because nothing seemed to work in the past here. And it's like I couldn't find my own happiness here. I don't know if I'm supposed to be sort of on my own, working on my own, or if I'm supposed to be partnering up with someone. But either way, it doesn't seem to be working, however, the path you are going down, and you want to find your own happiness. And so you're wondering, whether you should continue potentially investing in something, or, like what is it that you're supposed to be putting your practical effort in? But you do know you have feelings. Your heart is sort of speaking out to you. You want to express these feelings, and you want to honor your feelings. And you don't want to stay in any situation here where you might have to shut down or go against how you feel. But it's aligning yourself more than it is to accommodate someone else's vision or what someone else is wanting. So for a lot of you guys, you're maybe wondering, is the situation, the current person that I'm inquiring about, or this, like I said, situation I'm dealing with, something that can bring me happiness? And Spirit is showing, follow your emotions, but do not bring with you any baggage. Do not bring with you any expectations. Do not bring with you anything other than how you feel. Okay. And don't have any expectations whether there's going to be like complete harmony at first, or whether or not it's something you can trust yourself or not. The best empowerment here, what Spirit is saying, is for you to trust in the universe, for you to follow your emotions, express how it is that you feel. And so although this path might be a little bit scary because we are used to a certain way of living our life, meaning, I don't want to be foolish. I don't want to go in blind. I don't want to be taken advantage of. I don't want to be hurt. And what Spirit is really showing is all we experience by coming in with limitations and certain expectations and how we've done things in the past is playing it safe and doing the same option. And so your journey is asking you to trust the fall, trust the forward momentum with listening to your heart. Okay, so now we don't want to act on fear. We don't want to act on past traumas. We don't want to be in sort of any energy here that we're externally seeking. All we're doing is connecting to our emotions in a way that is honoring them and then trusting their path in front of us, because we need to learn about how to find our heart, how to love ourselves. And the only way we can do this is to experience this journey. And so experiencing this journey might be something that's foreign to us and push us outside of our comfort zone, but we have to get empowered to choose this. And this is where we're going to find happiness at the end. And it's going to release us from any sort of way that we're normally dealing with situations where we would talk ourselves out or get stuck. Because when we don't trust or feel safe in situations, we create all sorts of boundaries. We push ourselves to a limit, and then we start to build walls and create protective mechanisms with people and situations. And so we stay stuck in the realm or the pattern of the world that we know. And Spirit is saying, I want to get you out of the world that you know. And to get you out of the world that you know is sometimes very uncomfortable here, because it would require you to sort of abandon all that you know and trust in the divine and be really led by your heart. Don't hold back expressing how it is you feel. And let yourself sort of focus on the feelings, connecting to feelings, honoring the feelings, and not so much what it is that you're trading it off for. Because I feel like what you're trading it off for is a world here where you weren't seeing results. And so you're feeling like giving up, or you're feeling like you don't have any power. And so it's like, I have no power, nothing's producing. This situation hasn't produced fruit for me. And so I want to throw it out or give up or stop, and Spirit is saying, just trust to follow your heart. Trust to listen to your emotions at this time. That's what this is requiring. This is where you get empowered. And even if it feels uncomfortable, it doesn't mean it's wrong. And even if it feels foreign, it doesn't mean that it's wrong, that you're just sort of listening to these emotions and, setting yourself up for failure. What's happening here is you're learning to connect to your own emotions and allowing yourself to get empowered in situations here where now these two worlds, one that you might have in the past where it was safe and boundaried and more of a controlled environment when it comes to emotions, and now another environment where it's like there doesn't need to be a whole bunch of control. There just needs to be listening to your emotions and trusting the divine and leaping forward. And that's what's going to set you free from any limitation. And that path is going to lead you to emotional happiness, and is going to allow you to feel empowered and allow you to work with anyone in your world that's needing to find harmony with you. Okay, but we're not finding harmony because we have walls, boundaries, or we're sort of limited, and we're sort of, I don't know, putting all sorts of understandings in the situation that don't need to come. The Chariot, yeah, we need to, one, your situation is like a yes. If you ask a yes, no, there's going to be success. There's going to be an equal sort of distribution or balance here of energy. But we're the ones that need to control the Chariot. The universe wants to work with us. We can't wait for an external person to either show up or come in or whatever. That's not what your situation's asking for. What your situation asking for is for you to take any shadow, meaning fears, need for control, understandings we might have of mindsets, limitations, boundaries, whatever it is that we put up, because that's the safe world we know, and make the opposite decision, or at least the decision that maybe makes us feel uncomfortable if we have to risk something, make us feel vulnerable, or trust in the divine and leaping forward an unknown situation where we're quite not sure. And it's like, that's how we find balance, because we're integrating the shadowy parts of how we used to connect to love or emotions and experience this, and commit yourself to experiencing this, no matter how it might seem, because we have to find balance in ourselves in order for us to find emotional happiness. The only way to find the 9 cups is for us to express cups, listen to the cups. That means listen to your emotions, not suppress them, not put any sort of caveats or boundaries or, I don't know, like ultimatums or any of this stuff. It has to be unbridled, trusting in the divine that things will fall where they may, as long as we're honoring our feelings. Okay. And maybe there's some fear around looking foolish or being foolish or taking a risk or leaving something behind. And it's like, well, that's what we need to focus on. Coming like a child, innocent eyes, expecting the best, as long as we're honoring what it is that we want. Okay. And if we don't see the fruit right away, we don't give up. We trust that the universe will bring us emotional happiness. And then slowly over time, we start to feel empowered. Okay. Beautiful angels. So this is your reading, pile number 1. If this didn't answer your question, you might want to go to another pile. Okay, and I will see you there. Gorgeous angels, pile number 2. Let's get into your question, shall we? So you guys chose the Nicoletta Soletti, or Coletti, Soletti, I think it's called. Oh no, Soli. Sicoli? Oh my goodness, Linda. Nicoletta Sicoli Tarot, okay? If you pick this pile, then this is your reading. We're taking a look at any question you might have and what is the answer. Okay, this could be any question at all. It doesn't have to be a yes, no. It could be any question. And I do ask that you go listen to the disclaimer so that you understand what's sort of being processed here, okay? So ask your question now, beautiful angels, and this should resonate with that situation or circumstance, okay? Keep an open mind, because if we're expecting to hear it in a certain way or be explained in a certain way, then we're sort of limiting what the divine wants to communicate. So this could still answer your question, and maybe in an unexpected sort of way. Okay, so as long as it makes sense to you, then it resonates. If it totally doesn't make sense, then it's going to be something that needs to go to another pile. So ask your question now. Spirit, clear and concise message for beautiful pile number 2. When they have a question, what do they need to know about their question? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 2. Please protect them and their current situation, and protect me as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of their question. So we have the Hermit in reverse. Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 2. Thank you so much, pile 2, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed to be here doing your reading. That one. So for those of you guys interested in 15% off all jewelry, all ratings, you can visit me at prairievintagejewelry.com. I'll put the information down below. Type in OneLove15 for 15% off. This discount will run until Valentine's Day, February 14th. All right, so let's see. Bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Wands. It looks like she has a salamander. Salamander is giving me Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. Under that, we have the 4 Pentacles in reverse. Okay. We have the Knight of Swords. And we have the Devil. Capricorn energy. I'm going to show you guys these cards because they're absolutely adorable. And we have the 7 Wands in reverse. We have the 5 Pentacles clarified by the 5 Wands in reverse. And we have the Queen of Cups. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And we have the 5 Swords in reverse. And we have the Page of Swords. Okay, let me show you guys the cute little salamander here with the Ace Wands and the 4 Pentacles. So let me sit here with this energy, beautiful people, see what it is that your message is conveying. This is sliding off. 7 Swords in reverse under that. And what's under that? The 2 Wands in reverse. Okie dokie. I feel it's all kind of relevant here. So let me see. So you guys have the 5 of Pentacles and the 5 Wands and the 5 Swords. And so 5s are all about conflict, okay? About loss and change and having to rebuild. And so 5 is also reflective of the Hierophant, and Hierophant can talk about greater levels of commitment and understanding. We can talk about our structure, our world as we know it, like our commitments and our values and our traditions. We have the 7 of Swords and the 7 of Wands in reverse, both. 7s are about faith, wisdom, reflection, which is about the Hermit here. Okay, and understanding. So let's see. Okay. I feel like you guys have been in a very difficult, challenging situation that's been difficult to cut yourself off from. And this could be something you feel very passionate about, okay? Like very strong pull, maybe obsessed with this thing, or this thing has a grasp of you and a hold of you. And your question was around like, how do I confront this? Or like, what's the best way for me to approach this or take action towards this thing? You know, like I want to confront it. I don't want to run away. I don't want to bend over. I don't want to be at the will of this thing that seems to have a hold of me or a control of me, or it's either holding you back or controlling your world right now, you know, your whole world. And so it's like, what do I need to do in my world? Or what do I need to understand about my world or my situation? Like, I want to know what it is. I want clarity and I want to understand it. And so I'm at the verge of being driven to peel back what it is that I'm supposed to do or know in order for me to be freed of something that might be holding me back. And so what Spirit is showing here is, one, we have to become very honest and start to understand things maybe from a different way. Okay, and so you might be already like on the verge of, or at least beginning stages of understanding your situation differently than in the past. And so there's recognition on that. And if you haven't, it's coming, where you start to sort of gain a different understanding. Okay, because I feel like whatever you were sort of knowing about your situation was keeping you feeling repressed, or was keeping you in some sort of illusion or lie to self, or something that you needed to accept. And so there's an acceptance here, but it also comes with a no longer maybe trying to suppress or be sort of on your own about a situation, because I feel like there's this, I no longer want to be in the shadows, or I no longer want to be dealing with this sort of on my own. I'm willing to do, I really feel here, whatever it takes, because I feel like your situation has been very burdensome. And I think you want to rebuild, but in order to rebuild, there has to be an acceptance of what doesn't work. And so Spirit is saying that you need to sort of come out of this period where maybe you've had time to sit and reflect and know what it was that you truly wanted or understood your situation to be. Come to confront your situation from this Queen of Cups perspective, which is love. Okay, Queen of Cups shows love. She knows her emotions. She gives compassion. She follows her intuition. She isn't led by fear. She isn't led by trying to deceive. She isn't led by gain. She isn't led by past situations that are creating coldness or decisions. She's just listening to her heart in the moment. And when she does this, she surrenders to a situation. She's not defensive. She's not guarded. She's not boundaried. She's not combative. She's not creating conflict. And she's capable of being on display here, open and vulnerable. Okay, and so Spirit is saying this might be something that is foreign or not understood by you. How can I trust my feelings? How can I be out there in a way here that shows compassion and love in my situation that's been very challenging and that I might have needed to control or understand or had a lot of strife around? And it's like all of this strife was most likely due to protecting your position, your understanding, or guarding something or creating a boundary. And only because we understood something to be a certain way. But just because we understood it to be a certain way didn't mean it was true. And all it did was maybe create some form of conflict with another or in your situation. And also it might have upkept an illusion that I was true, or what I was doing was in my best interest, or how I was managing this was the best course of action. And Spirit's saying we're now realizing that no, we might have not have known anything at all. The thing that we might have been doing was just keeping us safe or keeping us in the world of comfort. Okay, and maybe we were clinging to any form of stability we could, but it came at an expense here. And the expense was I was lying about the way I wanted to gain the stability, or I was lying about, and I say lie loosely, okay, my understanding, my misconception about what I needed to sort of hang on to, or what I needed to do was going to provide me the best course of stability. But it was resistance to shifting, and it was clinging to something, and it was creating conflict. And so it made me feel stuck, or it made me feel like the situation I was in, like there was no way out, and it wasn't a healthy way of coping. And so now Spirit is recognizing, okay, we're coming out of the reflective period, or we just had enough where the devil was just too strong and we have to confront. And so there's an honesty that comes here. There's a looking at ourselves. There's an understanding ourselves from an innocent perspective, like a child would, not coming to any conclusion and saying, you know what, I want to really understand then my situation. I want to make different choices. I want to know what the choices are in front of me. And Spirit's saying, okay, if you want to know what the choices are in front of you, we can't continue to do the same thing, because the same thing keeps getting the same results. So let's surrender. And what we're surrendering to is allowing ourselves to look at our emotions without anything else other than just coming in as this Queen of Cups. Intuition, feelings, compassion. Okay, so we feel compassion for others. We feel compassion for ourselves. We don't pass judgment. We don't come with preconceived notions. We don't come with any sort of chip on our shoulder or expectations or any of this stuff. Okay, and so Spirit is saying this will spark a new beginning in your situation. This will burn with the salamander here. All of the stuff potentially that was chaining you back or toxic in a situation. Okay, I use toxic loosely, but it was an unhealthy way of however we were connecting to that situation. It needs to be burnt in order for there to be a regeneration. Because salamanders regrow their limbs. And with all the fives, like I said, there's a rebuild. And so the rebuild has to happen in a different way than what we're used to. So I feel like we're really, like we had to reflect here with this like mirror. Okay, and with this hermit. And it's like we had to see something about ourselves that we might have not have wanted to see, or we were too externally focused on the world out there or the situation out there to be a certain way, but which is 7 swords. It's like, no, look at self, come to terms with self, accept self or understand self or look at self from a different thing, and then be honest about what it is that we see there. And then we can loosen our grip so that we can surrender. We don't got to keep resisting, fighting, or upkeeping whatever belief we had. Okay, because this will allow things to shift. This will be the spark that's required in order for things to be better. This is the spark that will allow you to deal with this devilly situation. Okay, so pile number 2, this is your reading. I hope this helped you. And if you were drawn to another pile and you have another question, I will go see you there. All right, bye-bye. Hello, gorgeous angels. Pile number 3. You guys picked the 3 question marks and this deck right here that I said had no name. So we're going to take a look at your question. Okay, your question doesn't have to be a yes, no. It could be around anything at all. And I will channel what it is that I see here. Now, put it into context, okay? But sometimes when we're really sort of expecting to see something, we might miss the messaging altogether if we're sort of hung up on what we think we're going to see. So we got to be open to what Spirit wants to deliver in way of answer, okay? But it should make sense to your situation or else it's not your pile. So don't force it and go listen to the disclaimer if you have any sort of questions, okay? Now, for those of you guys interested in 15% off of all jewelry and readings off my site, prairievintagejewelry.com. 15% off if you enter in OneLove15. That's OneLove15 from now until Valentine's Day. You'll get 15% off your entire purchase. All right, so let's see. Spirit, for pile number 3, they have a question. Pile 3, ask your question right now. Okay. Doesn't have to be a yes, no, but it needs to be clear and concise. What is your question to the divine? Spirit, for pile number 3, what is the answer to their question? What are they needing to know about their situation right here, right now, Spirit? Please protect me and the viewer and their current situation. When I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 3, thank you so much, pile 3, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed to be here doing this reading for you guys. I realize you guys have a lot of readers you can go see, and I am so blessed that you are here. And I hope these readings resonate for all of you guys. All right, what is the answer to pile number 3's question? Hold that in your mind. Let's take a look. So, don't read bottom of the deck reverse. We have the 8 Pentacles, and under that we have Temperance, Sagittarius energy. All right, we have the World, and we have 2 Pentacles in reverse, and we have the Moon, which is Cancer, Pisces, and we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, which is Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy. 5 Pentacles in reverse, and the King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and then we have the 6 of Wands in reverse. Under Temperance, we have the Ace of Swords in reverse. What's under that? We have the Star in reverse, Aquarius energy. I do feel I want to do this. Okie dokie, let's take a listen to what it is that Spirit wants to communicate here. What was bottom of the deck? 8 Pentacles, okay. Okay, this one is an easy one, okay? I think you guys have been in a situation where you have an unknown. Like there's a big question mark with either a situation or a person, circumstance you're dealing with. It's like I'm in the dark, or I don't see the answer. Like maybe at the mercy of someone else, or this thing revealing itself, or making some sort of hard, fast rule or something understood that's been up in the air for some time. And so I feel like you've been in the limbo, or you've been in limbo, I should say, like, is it something I can depend on? Is this person something I could depend on? Is this something that's going to confidently move forward? Because I'm starting to lose hope, or I don't see how this might go, like because I don't see how it might go, I might not trust that it's going to go well. Is it going to succeed? Am I going to lose? Is it going to even be something successful here? And if it is, like, I want to get out of any state where I'm a loser, like, to put it lightly, or just losing out. And so Spirit is showing there to be this Temperance and this 8 Pentacles, which says your situation is going to be successful. Okay, so if you ask the question whether something was going to work out, it's like, yes. But what's happening now is the universe is balancing through a way of healing any sort of things that need to be ironed out that might not be in line with the thing in the future that needs to pan out. So there's lots of cogs or things that are in line, okay, in order for it to line up, for the stars to align, for you to get your wish. And so Spirit is saying, for you to get your wish, there has to be a series of steps. And the series of steps does also include you. And you have to do the dance with the universe so that you can line up with this. And through this process, 1, you'll also heal. 2, you'll also get some sort of experience under your belt around whatever it is that you're aligning to. And throughout this process, you might have a lack of clarity or certainty where you're headed, or whether you'll, aim for your star or get your wish. And Spirit is saying, don't let this deter you from putting forward the commitment and the effort. Don't let this deter you from going through a process here, because the process is really required here in order for things to be successful. This is Temperance is also the angel, okay, which is guidance. And so you're being divinely guided throughout this process. And so what Spirit's really confirming is when you're divinely guided, the human body doesn't need to see, because the whole process is trusting the divine, trusting the faith. This is healing a lot of aspects in regards to your situation, okay, in order for things to align. And so there's a recognition, don't lose hope, okay? And I feel like in the process of this thing, okay, there is potentially even an up and down where we need to get balanced. Because when we start to give into fear, or when we don't see, we might become dependent on old ways or certain things that we might do or say or be, or, and this might create lack of confidence. This might slow down the momentum. And this is the only way that we might experience something that doesn't feel successful. Okay, and we don't have to go through those experiences, because when we trust the divine, we are led to success. And when we don't trust the divine and we start to get in the way and listen to the fear and depend on old ways of potentially, like clinging to old beliefs, or dependent on certain understandings we have that aren't based in truth, that are based of fear, and then that leads us straight into experiencing failures or not succeeding, and that experience that we have. And so, yes, this will come to an end. Okay, I think your uncertainty is coming to an end. Your lack of clarity is coming to an end. You're being left out in the cold from not succeeding in whatever this is coming to an end. You're coming out of this period. You won't be in the 5 Pentacles and, in this up in the air situation for any longer than you need to be. But it needs to become balanced. Okay, it does need to become balanced. And this, like I said, is divinely guided, and it's all about healing. So it's healing a lot of aspects here that are going to take dedication, commitment, and effort. Okay, and so do not lose hope, beautiful angels, pile number 3. We have the 4 of Pentacles in reverse. So there's a need to, like I said, if we start to cling, resist, or depend on some 3D thing, okay, which is Four Pentacles attitude, which is I don't trust in the divine to surrender. I cling to what I know at the risk of what could be new because I see it in the Pentacle realm, but it's like that's fear talking. So we have to know when we're hanging on or resisting or being held back. It's like allow yourself to surrender. Allow yourself to recognize where there's fears potentially. Okay, but you can rely on your situation and confidence will build sort of over time. And so if you're dealing with, because we see 2 court cards here, if you're dealing with someone, okay, I feel like there might be someone that you're dealing with here. And I feel like whoever you're dealing with here might have not have, I don't know, like successfully accomplished or provided some form of clarity or taken action, you know, like spoke a truth or put you in the know. And Spirit is saying, just trust that things will balance out. Trust that whoever you're dealing with will have to work through their confidence here in order for them to make things happen. But it could be that this person has to go through recognizing their own ego and they're not seeing their own sort of involvement here, you know, and maybe they're not wanting to be exposed or seen at this time. But either which way, it might create some conflict here. And Spirit is acknowledging that the conflict is shared. Okay, it's a mutual conflict here when one side of the equation isn't working. So if one side's not working, then both sides are out in the cold. And so Spirit says, we'll come out of this out in the cold because there's some harmony and some healing and some balance that's being worked on right now by the universe, that's being divinely guided, that is needing to be recognized by you on your side, and trust in whatever situation confidently to get you to what it is that you're wanting as far as outcome. Yeah, look. It could be a partnership, okay? It could be a business partnership or someone you're waiting on to agree to something or to contractually do something here, okay? But this is like destined partnership or a pathway to your purpose, you know, like a divine partnership or a collaboration of sorts, finding harmony. And so this temperance here talks about the harmony. And so maybe you're wondering, why hasn't it been harmonious? You know, there's a choice here to be had. And all I've been is up in the air or it's been uncertain. And Spirit is recognizing that this will come to an end. The back and forth or the lack of clarity, you know, your turbulency in the situation will be something that comes to an end because there definitely is a choice here, but it's not fully healed at this point in time. And so the healing needs to happen, okay, because Star and Temperance is all about healing, but that takes work, that takes progress. So that's why it's delayed, or that's why there's this. And so you're kind of on a need to know basis. Okay, because part of the fear and the uncertainty and the not seeing is all part of this divine plan. Because sometimes when we see something we're not supposed to, okay, I mean, we always are sort of guided by the universe, so we see exactly as we should. But let's just say the universe suddenly broke its rules and now we see things we aren't supposed to. We change the whole course of action here. And so Spirit is saying there's going to be a successful conclusion of the turbulency, the back and forth, whatever it is that I feel you might have wanted to make certain, you know, because there's this like feeling of choice that needs to be decided. Something needs to be clear, you know, something needs to be prioritized. And it's like, I'm in turbulent times. And Spirit says, yes, it will end and it will be successful. So this new world is being incubated for you. There's a world that has an incubation process. Incubation takes time, just like a pregnancy. And so we don't know what the baby's going to look like. We don't know if the pregnancy is going to be, you know, healthy or any of that stuff. But does that mean we're not pregnant and the incubation is not happening? No, it just means we can't see inside of our tummy, really, or the baby, right? But it doesn't make it less real. And so there's a baby brewing. Okay, and I feel like the baby has to be healthy in order for it to be born. It can't be premature. And so this takes a dedication and an effort from the mother. Eating right, sleeping right, healthy every day, focusing on the pregnancy, becoming balanced. And so when it's time for it to give birth, then we give birth to it. But we don't see the baby early. We don't know for sure that the baby is going to come. Okay, we pray and we hope. but we have trust in the divine that the baby's going to be healthy. And we don't keep questioning that the divine's going to, deliver a baby here with 3 heads, right? I hope. 9 pentacles in reverse. So maybe we feel dependent on the situation and we feel almost like out of control. Like I want to be independent. I want to be in control of my own sort of sovereignty here. And I feel like I'm dependent on a situation that is unclear, that creates all sort of fear. And Spirit is saying, well, think of this as a pregnancy. Think of this as something that comes to an end. If you start to change the way you see this as something that is healing you, as something you're divinely guided through, you start to change how you feel. You don't start to feel out of control or like you don't have, sovereignty. It's like this divine has the control. So that should give you some feeling of comfort. Just like the baby in your belly. You don't start to, have to control how many cells at this point and how much is running to the baby's brain and controlling the fingers. You let the natural organic flow of the baby develop. You just pray with the universe and the universe does it all. So this isn't anything different. Your situation is divinely guided. It needs to do its thing. You have no control. And so this makes you feel almost, like I said, a 9 pentacles in reverse and a Queen of Pentacles in reverse, like I don't like being in the hands of my situation. And Spirit's saying, you're not at the hands of your situation. You're at the hands of the divine. You're at the hands of divine flow of healing. And so your situation, you might think has the control, or someone else might have the control, but it's far from the truth. Your person, your situation, your circumstance is the other ingredient here that's also doing the dance of the universe. Okay. And so they might also feel out of control, or that situation is still going back and forth or is not certain here. But it's all about the universe here. Yeah, so 4 of Swords in reverse. So there's a need to slow down and to reflect. And if we are feeling a 9 Pentacles in reverse and a Queen of Pentacles in reverse, Spirit's saying, slow down. That stemmed from a 3 Swords type energy. That's what we're trying to heal. Okay, but as long as we don't see that the universe is guiding, as long as we sort of stick to the fear story, and we sort of depend on the world that we used to know, then we're getting in the way of the flow of the universe and the healing that needs to happen. So every day we sort of need to stop, slow down, understand that when we feel fear, it's stemmed from a 3 Swords, the 3 Swords of the past, the 3 Swords that I need to look at, the way that I'm sort of intervening here with the 3 Swords, and become honest with ourselves and say, divine, what's going on here? And the divine says, I'm leading. I'm creating healing. I'm creating balance. I'm creating a world here. All you need to do is trust and, feed that baby. Be consciously aware of what you're putting into the universe where you can. And the stuff you can't see, surrender. Surrender, surrender, surrender. Okay? Because this will allow things to move here. So I do want to see the outcome of your situation, because I feel like you're losing hope, even though we see the world and this is a successful conclusion. But I feel like that's saying this turbulence time will come to an end. Like the baby will be born eventually, but it's like, okay, but is this like, it's going to be a healthy baby? Like, Spirit, what is for pile number 3, which I didn't do for any of the others, what's the outcome here? What can they expect here in their situation that's giving them all sorts of fears and worries? So we have the Emperor in reverse. Yeah, don't do anything. You're not the doer. You don't go create the baby's toes and all that. You let the divine do it. And you might feel like you're losing power or control, or you have no say and you're feeling disempowered. And it's like, just trust the divine. It's not a situation that needs you to do anything. Okay, Aries energy, divine masculine energy, the Magician in reverse. Yeah, you don't do anything. There's nothing for you to do. But you feel like, okay, I'm not going to manifest what I want. I don't have the tool to do it. I'm not empowered to do it. And Spirit's saying, oh my goodness, Spirit, with the world. Yeah, look at that, King of Swords. Okay, and so under that's the 6 cups. Beautiful angels. We have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay, we have Virgo, Gemini, and we have Aries. So Spirit is saying, we're going to have success. It's going to come to an end, everything here that you're experiencing at some point in time when it's ready to be concluded. We cannot rush natural progression of what's being incubated here, the baby. There is nothing you can do, okay? And it doesn't mean that you're not empowered. It just means the universe is in control and has always been in control. And if you ever thought you had control, it was a misconception of your own. Okay, but yes, you can manifest what you want. Yes, you have certain ability to do what you need to do in your world. But in this situation you asked about specifically, there's nothing you can do or should be sort of making happen. It's something that's happening naturally here. Okay, and so Spirit wants you to be just logical here. Like the King of Swords is logical. He isn't have bouts of irrational sort of thoughts where he starts to second guess everything and starts to react based on his emotions. He understands. He's clear. He has a certain level of strategy based on what he knows. And so what you know is to be true is what you know to be true. Do not get, led by fears and stray, led astray. Do not get led astray by fears and uncertainties. Okay, like what you know about your situation, I feel is clear and true. And I feel like with this fox here, you might think, am I getting deceived? Will it lead me astray? Am I going to be pulled the wool over my eyes? And Spirit's saying, no, you're going to have a successful conclusion. The only reason why we'd ever feel fear or would ever be led astray is because we might have experienced a person, place, thing of the past that ties to our emotions. And now anytime you involve emotions, it starts to get in the way of what we know. So we have to be like this King of Swords, calm, cool, and collected. What I know, Spirit is confirming, is logical and true. When I start to feel a certain way, it's because of a past situation or past circumstance or past belief that I experienced, and now it emotionally charges a situation because I remember how I experienced it, or I remember the past being like this certain way, and I remember, and it creates this confusion. And so it's something that with the 4 swords that we saw in the 6 cups, it's something that the universe is trying to heal, okay, with the temperance here. It's like a past experience that pulls on your emotions. And unless we resolve this thing, it will forever create some form of confusion in our world because we're led by fear. We're led by a past thing that speaks to our emotions in a certain way. And it's like, no, yes, it's great to be passionate. Yes, it's great to have emotions. But when we start to dictate whether we're happy in current situations, present moments based on passing things, then that means the passing thing needs to be resolved because we're carrying this childhood idea of something that has nothing to do with this present moment. This present moment requires you to do nothing at all. Trust in the divine, know that it's going to be working out, and just be calm, cool, and collected. Okay? You won't be led astray if that's your worry here. And if you're because this is also the card of reconciliation or someone coming with an offer, so it's like your situation, if you're dealing with a circumstance here that's, I don't know, seems like hopeless or it's not going in the right direction just yet. It's like trust that there will be harmony. Trust that when it's time, the situation will emerge again, So if you're in a period where, I don't know, it seems like things are stalled or you're just thinking about better times, it's like, well, the better time will come again. Okay, it will present itself when it's supposed to present itself. Don't get too wrapped up in the fear and the confusion. Okay, don't talk yourself into a pickle here and lead your own self astray. Okay, but you got to be honest with yourself because I feel like we can get into the bouts of lying to self if we start to not see certain things. It's like trust the divine. Okay, so beautiful angels. Yeah, success. That's your answer. I hope this resonated for you. I'll see you at the next one. All right, bye. Hello, gorgeous angels. Pile number 4. You guys picked the 4 question marks. You picked the Aquarian Tarot. Let's get into your reading, shall we? So go take a listen to the disclaimer, okay, if you want a little bit more information in regards to what this reading is about, if it's your first time to tarot or to this channel. But what we're looking at is your question. It could be any question at all. It doesn't have to be a yes, no. And we're going to look at what is the answer here, okay? But we're not going to sort of focus on one answer we want to hear or how we need to hear it because we might miss the answer altogether. Okay, so we're going to be open to the answer, but it should resonate with the question that we're asking. Okay, take it into context to your situation. It may be something you're not even expecting to hear, but it still resonates. Okay, and so that's how this is going to come through. Now, I need you to ask your question. Okay, so hold your question in your mind. The clearer the question, the more clear this reading will be. So hold that question. Like I said, doesn't have to be a yes, no. And we'll ask Spirit for a clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 4, spirits. They have a question. What is the answer to their question? What do they need to know about this question at this time? Clear and concise message. Please help me to channel this message. Please protect pile number 4 and myself as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 4 and their current situation. What are they needing to know about their question? Thank you so much, Spirit. Thank you so much, Pal 4, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed. For those of you guys interested in 15% off all jewelry, all readings, my website, prairievintagejewelry.com. Enter OneLove15, OneLove15 at the checkout from now until Valentine's Day, and you will receive 15% off your entire purchase. All right, let's take a look. So we have the 7 Pentacles revealing itself, okay? Bottom of the deck, we have the 4 Pentacles. Under the 4 Pentacles, we have the Star in reverse, Aquarius energy. And we have 9 Pentacles in reverse, 3 Swords in reverse, 10 Wands in reverse, Sun in reverse, Leo energy, and the 7 Wands. What's under the Star in reverse? The 10 of Cups in reverse. Yikes. Okay, let's see what pulls through here. Seven Pentacles, 7 Wands. So 7s are all about faith, wisdom, reflection, and understanding. 7's also Chariot energy. Okay, Chariot is all about victory. It's about forward movement, balance. But in order to have victory and balance, we have to integrate shadow. And shadows are all the stuff that might be when we look at duality, everything has sort of the darker aspect and the light aspect. Everything. It doesn't matter what it is. And so unless we integrate shadows and things, then we might get stuck or things might be imbalanced. Okay, so I feel like you're dealing with a situation here, or there might be some imbalance going on, and only because we might be engaged in a way in the situation, in a way here that might be creating a stall out. And we might not think it's us, or we might not realize how we are creating a stall out. Okay, and what I mean by stall out is like a stop situation that isn't successful, or it hasn't reached its destination or its success yet. So it's out of balance in some way. And so I feel like there's a feeling of hopelessness, or like I'm giving to a situation that's not successful. Okay. And it's like, I don't know, there's like this energy of it's heavy, it's heavy. And I feel like I couldn't carry no more. And maybe we're considering, like, should I just stop altogether or give up? Or like I already gave up because I can't give to this thing no more. It's not producing anything. Okay, so if some of you guys already sort of gave up because you hit a wall, some of you guys are like contemplating, should I just give up? Is there going to be fruit here? Like, do I got to fight again? Like, what do I sort of got to do? And so Spirit's recognizing that the way we're going about something here might be resisting. Okay, we might be resisting, not knowing that we're resisting. And when we create resistance, things don't run smooth. So how do we know we're resisting? Well, if we have to hang on to something, if we have to fight for something, then it's resistance. Okay, so there's a need to accept things kind of as they are. And this will allow there to be shift and movement and success. And so we might be under one understanding that if I was to let go, then I might risk something, or my security might go with it, or there might be a loss. Okay, so that mindset of there might be a loss might create us to hang on even tighter. And I feel like you want some vision that you had, some hope that you had. And for a lot of you guys, it could be a connection here with 10 Cups, some harmony with someone, a long-term, idealistic, utopian vision of something. Okay, and I feel like a lot of you guys already gave up or just don't see how this can happen. And Spirit is saying, you might not see it. Okay, you might not see it today, but the success is coming because the sun always rises. And so just because we don't see it today, there's a massive need to surrender. Okay, and the surrender is acknowledging where we're hanging on, where we're sort of seeing the worst case scenarios. And so we're acting in resistance, like I mentioned. And so we're dependent on that circumstance or the way that we think it should happen, so much so that it's creating a block and an obstacle in the chariot that I was seeing. And so I'm learning about being a 9 pentacles in the upright, because only when I'm in a 9 pentacles in the upright can the divine work with me. Can the chariot be balanced? Because I'm ready to be available. I'm confident. I'm working with the universe. I've learned what I need to. And now I'm in a position here that I can secure and do what I need to do because I have all the resources under my belt, everything I sort of need to be successful. But when I'm in the reverse, it's like I'm not quite there yet. So whatever idea I have of success in that situation is stalling out because of me and my dependency on some outcome, on some understanding of something I don't see just yet. And so I'm really fixed on that. Spirit's saying surrender, 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 because we really need to deal with that in which still hasn't been dealt with. Okay, so 3 swords is dealing with a loss. Someone's words, actions, intentions created pain. We're separated from the ones we love. It's some form of loss here, okay? And I think we're resisting a loss. We're resisting dealing with something here because we might think if we hang on or if we can get in the way of the universe, we prevent this. And it's like, no, trust that the healing that needs to take place will allow you to be a 9 pentacles and available to your situation so you can have success and get what you want. Because what you want is there for you to have, but you have to be in the right energy. And I think what you want is a long-term, committed situation, family situation, happiness with your, person, place, thing where there's harmony on both sides, where you can come together in your situation and create emotional happiness. Okay, and so we're not there yet. And so why is potentially there's a need to realize where our ego might be getting in the way. And so we might have a lot of misconceptions when it comes to what ego is. Ego is when I carry any sort of mental activity that's driven from a past experience that gets in the way of my situation. Ego knows to chase, attain, hang on, grab because it feels like it is going to lose out, or it resists, avoids, denies, suppresses because it doesn't want to get hurt. It only knows those 2 things. Okay, it's the way of the ego. And so the way of the non-ego is I'm going to be completely open and trust the universe and surrender. That's an ego death. Okay, and so I feel like Spirit's working with you and your ego to trust the universe, to not cling to outcome. Okay, it's not like the more I fight, the more I can make something happen. It's like, no, the universe makes wishes come true. You don't have to fight to make wishes come true because what you want doesn't weigh a thing. What is for you doesn't weigh a thing. What is for you don't need to fight for. You don't need to resist either. You allow, you surrender, and you process any sort of pains here and not avoid going through a process. Okay, so you might be putting energy and effort towards something that isn't fruitful, and Spirit's recognizing this, and this could be frustrating. And we might get upset at our situation or circumstance or at whatever, that it's not coming. And it's like Spirit's pointing the finger at you, saying, well, it's not coming because we're putting the energy or the efforts towards a thing that might not be quite the thing just yet. So we need to direct it towards ourselves to feel confident in our position here. And how do we do that? We trust the universe, we surrender, we let go, we don't cling to what we know. We acknowledge where our ego might be getting in the way. We are not resisting. We deal with any sort of pain we might have to look at here, accept it, deal with it, and then we get our wish, and then we find harmony with other people. But this might take some time. The only reason why it's stuck and taking time is because we're not allowing the universe to flow. And so we're not getting movement. Okay, we're feeling stuck in a situation. But you don't have to. There could be a breakthrough. You're in control. And right now, you're dependent on your outcome or your situation to be in a certain way that only you want it to be or that you understand it to be. It's like, okay, you will get what you want, but maybe not how you want it to come about. But the end result will work out just fine for you. Trust in the universe. Okay, so this is your reading, pile number 4. I hope this helped you, and I will see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Hello, gorgeous angels. Pile number 5, 5 question marks, the Zillich Tarot. This is your reading. I do suggest you go listen to the disclaimer if you have any questions in regard to how this works. And we're going to look at a question you might have. Doesn't have to be a yes, no. It could be any question at all. And we're looking at the answer. Now, if you're expecting to see a certain answer, then you're sort of going to miss the answer. But you have to have an open mind, because the divine works in very interesting ways and might feed you the answer here as long as you're open to receiving. Okay, but it needs to resonate with your situation. If it doesn't resonate with your situation, it doesn't make any sense, you can't make it flow, then it's not your pile. Go check out another pile, okay? It doesn't need to be forced, but it does need to be something that we're open to understanding with the universe. So you can ask your question right now. The clearer your question, the clearer the answer. Okay, like I said, it doesn't have to be a yes, no. So ask it now. Spirit, for pile number 5, the answer to their question. What do they need to know about their question? What's the answer to their question? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 5. Please protect me and the viewer and the current situation as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 5. Thank you so much, spirits. Thank you so much, pile 5, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed to be here to shake this out. For those of you guys interested in 15% off of all readings and jewelry, you can visit my site, prairievintagejewelry.com, and put in your checkout One Love 15, One Love 15 from now till Valentine's Day, and you will receive 15% off all purchases. What is the answer to pile number 5's question, Spirit? Okay, we have the Ace of Swords. So if you ask the yes, no, your answer is yes. Okay, so let's get into it. What is it? We have the 2 Pentacles. Page of Discs in reverse, so that's Knight of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles in reverse, and the 7 Pentacles. Pentacle, 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 Pentacle City. What's the Pentacle City? Something in the 3D. Manifestation, Ace of Cups, new beginning, new beginning. Ace of Cups is in reverse. 3 of Cups. Oh my goodness. 6 Swords. So we have 2 6s here. Okay, 6s are all about problem solving, compassion, harmony. Okay, 6 is also the Lovers in the tarot, so Gemini, but that's about, our destined partner or destined path, choices. Okay, and like I said, maybe there is a choice or a decision here with the 2 Pentacles that we were needing to get clear about, and you came through with the answer yes, but we'll see. So 4 of Pentacles again. Wow, Pentacle, Pentacle. So new beginning in truth and clarity, and a new beginning here, an emotional new beginning here. Okay, 10 of Cups and High Priestess, Pisces in reverse. So what's under the Ace of Swords? We see the Lovers, which we were feeling energetically. Gemini. Okay. So let me sit here with this energy. I'm also feeling Capricorn energy from this devilly energy coming through with this 2 Pentacles. It's actually a lot here. Yeah, even more here. I'm feeling Aries from this one. Yeah, Aries, Capricorn. Okay. And some Leo and some Pisces coming through now all last minute. Yeah, and Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. My goodness. Okay, stop. Sorry, Spirit's funny. Okay. It's kind of cute, you guys. It really is. Things are going to get better, okay? You needed to hear this. I feel kind of like crying. I do feel like crying because I feel like things haven't been easy, And when we're dealing with lover situation, it's a situation that means a lot. It's like our purpose, our person, our world here, okay? And so there's this path here that might not be cohesive. And so there's a need to have clarity and certainty and decisiveness. And so we are feeling very turbulent, and we might have been in devil energy for some time. And the devil could be the ups and downs or just the uncertainty, like the need to choose. And it's like all of these pentacles. And so our world is all flipped upside down. It's like, what is it? What's manifesting? Is there a new beginning? I don't see anything. Okay. And things have been imbalanced. And I feel like we're unsure, like, is there progress? Should I contribute to a situation? Like, what's going on here? And so all I've experienced potentially is failure, or whatever it is that I was doing here has been painful. And so Spirit is saying with this owl, okay, owl is giving me like air energy, which is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It's like Queen Swords energy. And it's like, there is going to be certainty coming from some wisdom of experience. And it doesn't come without, experiencing suffering and pain. And it's not because the universe wants to give you pain and suffering. okay, just to give it to you. But it's like, without us experiencing what we have to experience, we don't understand how to get to where we need to go. And this is the only reason why we experience what we experience. So there's an inner living through an experience so we can become clear, certain, and have new beginnings. And so I feel like this new beginning is lining up for you to have a new beginning of self-love and an emotional new beginning that's rooted in truth, down your path with your person, your vision, your pathway. Okay, but in order to go down this path, we are required to be very conscious. Okay, and what does conscious mean? Conscious means I'm not making decisions based on unhealthy ways, okay, ways of the past, experiences of the past, ways I've always behaved in the past, making decisions based on, devilly things, and devilly things is just unhealthy patterns, things that used to hold me back, unhealthy connection I had to my own self-love, or what love meant, or what relationship meant. So Spirit is saying, we recognize that you have a history, and your history might have not have been pleasant. Whatever your history was didn't result in something that might have been very good. And so we might be experiencing where we give, and things are lopsided, or we're not quite sure how to create balance and harmony in our world of Pentacle, and it's like the world of Pentacle has to come when we deal with truths and when we deal with coming from a conscious place. And that is learning about our self-love, connecting to our emotions. And then we have harmony. So the right people will come. Okay. So if you're parted with someone, this is talking about reconciliation. Okay. If you don't want the person from the past, this is just harmony, finding your network of people. So if you're on online dating or going around trying to find your soul tribe, it's like, this is the soul tribe coming together. Okay. But the soul tribe comes together once we sort of deal with our way that we connect with love, okay, and we slowly move out of any challenging situations that have been imbalanced, that have been difficult, that have been unhealthy, and this will allow us to sort of surrender, okay, surrender the world that we were doubly tied to with the Four Pentacles in reverse. And so we relinquish power. We're no longer under an illusion of I have to have power, or that I'm held back, or that my situation feels very stuck. It's no longer stuck. It's starting to move. And where is it moving towards? It's moving towards a 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups is two families coming together, two people creating a family. It's like long-term happiness where emotions are at an all-time high, a happily ever after. We don't see it. Okay, we don't see this just yet. And so we might, have whatever comes with not seeing this, doubt, a need to trust, a need to have faith with all the sevens, like I said, because sevens are all about faith, wisdom, and understanding here, okay? So, you got 1 7. I don't know why I thought you had a lot of sevens. Maybe there's another pile that had sevens here that's meant for you. Maybe. But you have a lot of sixes, and sixes are about problem solving and harmony. And so reconciliation is about overcoming, problem solving, and harmony. Okay, and even the 10 Cups is about harmony. Even the Lovers is about harmony. It's a coming together. Okay, but we might not see it. And so if our intuition is being suppressed or ignored, it means that we're not conscious, because the intuition comes through very loud, where we can see where we're being guided to happiness when we're ready to listen to the intuition. How do we listen to the intuition? We have to recognize where there's devil, surrender, and do what the universe is asking. And here I feel like it's connecting to our heart space, being open, ready to love, and know our own self-worth and our own self-value. And so until we sort of go through this new beginning is sort of held here, path is held here. So we're moving out of any situation where we were stuck. Okay, and it's moving us towards our 10 Cups. It's moving us towards the Lover's path, but I don't think we just see it just yet. Okay, so yes, things will get clear, and there's a need for you to stand in truth. Okay, and there is, like I said, a coming together here. And so it's up to you how you engage here in this world that honors yourself from a place of recognizing and getting clear about where you're a devil, where you're held back, where maybe there's turbulency and a back and forth, or a need for you to decide and get very clear. That's up to you. Okay, that's what's going to pull you out with this 6 Swords. That's what's going to, shift this world. And once you surrender and shift the release here, that's when we start to see and align ourselves here with this 10 Cups. So 5 Wands strife. Yeah, so we might be very conflicted right now. Like 5 Wands is like a bunch of people maybe on different pages, and it's causing conflict, or just I have my internal dialogue or my internal critic here that's creating all sorts of voices that aren't clear. And so it's conflicting stories. You might have 2 conflicting stories, one that goes down one path and one that goes down the other path. And so Spirit is just saying, like, is the intuition blocked? Because if we're listening to the devil and the fear and the experience of the past, then we're listening to fear, and this is something we need to surrender and let go of. And the other ball, or the other option, the other pentacle, is leading you to freedom, because that's the intuition. It's calm. It's not listening to the strife and that 5 Wands. So for this group, let's do one more sort of thing to see this outcome, or what you need to know. Okay, only did this for one more pile, but I do feel for you guys, I want to see just one more, because I feel like there's a lot of anxiety here, or uncertainty, back and forth at the mercy of this devil thing. Okay, so there's a need to sort of stand in truth and honor and get very clear and honest with yourself so that you can provide clarity. Okay, so Spirit, what is it then the pile number 5 needs to know about their situation? What did I miss? What do we have? 10 Pentacles, the Fool in reverse, and the 2 of Wands. There's the 2 of Pentacles again with that devil-y energy. Aquarius energy with the Fool, and the 7 of Cups in reverse. And again with the Ace of Swords at the bottom, and then the Universe. So the answer to your question is yes. Okay, there'll be clarity, there'll be certainty, there'll be honesty, there'll be an honest truth here and a new beginning in truth and clarity, but it doesn't come without the adversity, because this is the truth through adversity, through an experience, through an understanding and an experience, okay? But the universe, this is the world, and this is a successful conclusion. And in order for us to have a new beginning, we have to conclude something. Okay, and this talks about success. So it's a long cycle, it's a closing of a chapter in order to incubate to new stuff. So what are we incubating new? We're incubating a new beginning here, okay, in order to create a long-term stability of something. With the 10 Cups and the 10 Pentacles, like this is your future legacy, your future family, your future committed thing that builds over time, that takes quite a long time to build. Okay, so it might be that we have an established thing already that needs to be dealt with here. Okay, and when I say dealt with, it's like, what is the honest truth? I got to get clear, and I got to speak my truth about what's going on in my world. Okay, and I got to recognize where I'm being held up by the devil and the Fool in reverse. And so the Fool in reverse is saying, I'm not taking any chances or any risks, and I'm not trusting the universe to go in any other direction. And so I might feel very stuck and chained. And so this is what's keeping me kind of going back and forth. The old world and the new world. Old world, new world. Old world, new world. And so the only reason I'm in old world, new world is because I'm not trusting the universe. I'm not taking this leap of faith. And so I'm the one standing at the crossroads here, not choosing the wand of my Dharma, the Lovers. I'm choosing the wand of comfort, with that 4 of Pentacles in reverse. And it's like, if you're the one holding back or holding on or not surrendering, then the option never becomes present. And so the option becomes present with the 2 wands the minute we see that the crossroads is here and the choice is ours. But we might be resisting and fighting being in Fool energy, trusting that exploration, like resisting this new beginning. So we close up the old in order to have the new. Like these are the 2, sort of the major arcana starts with the Fool and it ends with the World. So when we close the world, we have to start over again, right? Unless, of course, we're dead, right? But we're closing something out, a major cycle in our world in order to have a new beginning. But if we resist and we sort of don't trust and we're held still with the old world that we created and that we built, it's like we're not allowed to go down this new path, because the only way to go down a new path is to make way and space. Okay, and so you have the options in front of you with the 7 of Cups. And the only reason there's this 2 Pentacles and confusion and not choosing and not knowing is because we're not narrowing it down. We're sort of not seeing the option in front of us. And there's a need to choose wisely. There's a need for us to be honest and choose wisely and get clear, not to stay humming and hawing over all of these options, keeping the back doors open and uncertainty, because there's not choosing. Okay, so the choice is yours, but do you want to trust the universe and come in baggage free? Because you're going to create a whole new stability for yourself, but you have to understand what you're sort of leaving behind here and not get stuck to it and not hum and haw here over this thing, because I feel like that's the seesaw. That's the turbulent energy that you're experiencing. Okay, that's the devil that you know, and the moon in reverse. So don't let fear hold you back. Sit with greater truth when it comes to your emotions and your subconscious. Do not get defensive. Scorpio energy I'm seeing here, but Cancer, Pisces. Okay, and so yeah, there's a need to see through your own fear. There's a need to see through your own illusion. And your fear right now, I think, is fear of trusting the universe, taking a risk, going down this path, getting certain about choosing the right cup. And that's what keeps you in turbulency and devilly. Okay, so don't keep looking at hanging on to the 10 Pentacle, because the 10 Pentacle is the comfort you know, but it's not the path to the new adventure here that the universe wants to give to you. And you'll be successful, because this is a successful conclusion. Okay, so beautiful angels, I hope this helped you, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Hello, gorgeous angels. Final group, 6 question marks. Oh my goodness, 6 question marks. The feeling this is quite a heavy question here. It's all of these question marks, or you're really, really torn or confused. So, Spirit Speak tarot deck that you guys chose. Well, let's take a look at what the Spirit wants to communicate. Let's put it like this to you guys, beautiful angels. Now, I do ask you to listen to the disclaimer so that you have a good idea of how this reading is going to go. Okay, but this could be any question at all that you have. Okay, it doesn't have to be a yes, no. Although the clearer your question is, the more clear this answer is going to be. Do not pigeonhole yourself to what you're going to hear, because you might miss the messaging altogether, which still might be relevant. Okay, this has to apply to your situation. Lots of people here, so make it sort of relevant to your situation, but it needs to resonate. If it doesn't fit your situation, it's not your pile. Okay, so I'll ask that you ask your question right now. Clear and concise question, you guys, and we'll ask Spirit what your answer is. So ask your question. Spirit, for pile number 6, I have a question. What is their answer? What do they need to know about their question? For the greatest and highest good of pile number 6 and their situation, what is their answer? Please help me to channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 6. Please protect me and the viewer and their current situation as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 6. What is their answer right here, right now? What are they needing to know? Thank you so much, spirits. Thank you so much, pile number 6, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed to be here doing your reading. For those of you guys interested in a 15% off, I am having a sale on prairievintagejewelry.com. All readings, all jewelry, all purchases are 15% off from now until Valentine's Day if you enter in the code OneLove15. That's OneLove15 in the checkout. You will receive a discount from now until Valentine's Day. All right. Spirit, pile number 6, and the answer to their question. So this should be relevant, I feel, more to your situation. Oh my goodness. It's coming out like the question marks, you guys. Yoicks. Okay. Knight of Pentacles. Slow and steady. Something stuck. This is constant dedication, effort. There's a magnifying glass, so we're trying to understand something. The eye is giving me intuition, understand something maybe intuitively. I don't know. Let's see. We have High Priestess. Yeah, intuition. So something's blocked here when it comes to intuition or seeing something. Just trying to see something here. Okay, 10 of Cups. Oh my goodness, 10 Cups. And look at these 2 rings. So what is this? Commitment? An official thing here, but 10 Cups is all about emotional happiness. 3, or Empress. Yeah, so Taurus and Libra. This is Divine Feminine. Wow. Unconditional love and abundance. We have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Pages are all about communication. Okay. That's an opportunity that seems stuck or something. 3 of Wands, forward movement, expansion. It could be boundaries as well, or having to set up the groundwork in order to move forward. The Star, Aquarius energy. And we have the 8 Wands. And the 8 Wands is in reverse. 8 Wands is also communication. Same with the Page. Something stuck here. Let me sit here with that and then we'll see this so that we have some sort of confirmation. What's that? Ace of Cups. New beginning. And the Sun. Leo energy. Clarity. Okay. Okay. Your answer is yes. Okay, if you asked a yes-no question. And if you didn't ask a yes-no, success is your answer. Something's going to come through successfully. But I think we don't see it, or we don't see it just yet, because I feel like we're not privy to seeing the answer. Okay, and I feel like this is my highly intuitive group here. Like, you're highly intuitive, you're connected to your intuition, and so this is tricky. It's tricky when we're highly intuitive people and we're sort of not in the know. We don't see, and it's like Spirit's kind of laughing in a way here, because it's like, no matter how intuitive you are or how connected to the divine, it's like some things are the mystery of the universe. You know, we have the sun and the star, like, it's beautiful here. And what this means is something's destined here. Okay, you're being divinely guided through this thing to have success, to have your wish, to have what you want. Okay, and I feel like this is all about you with this Ace of Cups and this Empress. This is knowing your self-worth. This is valuing yourself. This is abundance coming towards you, success, joy, happiness, bliss, enlightenment. And it's like, I don't see right now, Spirit, the path or this way that I'm trying to understand or get clarity by using my intuition here. So I can see this pentacle, so I can see this thing that might be stuck, or just, is it an opportunity? Is it not? Like, is this going to allow me to move forward? Is this going to allow me to grow? Is this going to allow me to ascend? Is this going to allow me to move forward in my life? Because right now it doesn't seem like it's moving forward, or it seems very stuck, or there's no communication coming from you or the situation or whatever. Like, I think the universe is giving you communication, but the universe is not giving you the answer, you know, like the final conclusion or the certainty or that. And so it's like, I'm not in the know with communication right now. So I'm kind of in the blind. And Spirit's like, haha, you know, you are in the blind, but it's almost like a good blind here. And it's a good blind in order for you to develop intuition, but also for there to be a realization, for you to see something about self, for you to experience something about self, abundance about self, self-love, unconditional love, how the universe provides, how things sort of flow with the universe. It's a beautiful experience, you know, but it could be frustrating when we feel like we're blindfolded or we don't see. And it's like, how can I have trust? And Spirit is saying, trust that things are going to be aligned for the greatest good with the 10 cups. This is ultimate utopian, happily ever after. Okay, if there's a connection here, you're wanting to come together, a future vision, state of happiness, it's like, it will happen. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not coming for you. You're on the path, and right now you're laying the groundwork to get there. And this groundwork involves a lot of process and ascension, but you're constantly sort of moving in this enlightenment journey or process, even when you feel maybe like you're stuck, even when there's no communication coming, even when times seem as though they're like, I don't know, like, am I having a breakthrough? Am I really like, because look at this, we see the 3 wands, which is this. Okay, it's separate. And by the way, the triangle can be talking about the womb. Okay, so it's femininity here with the Empress. And then we see the 5 wands, challenge. Okay, but this boat is moving. So the boat is giving me movement, travel. And even if I'm conflicted, even if there's conflicting thoughts going on within me, even when I feel really stuck, Spirit's saying it's always moving. And what is it that's moving energetically? I'm ascending through my process. Okay, despite the conflict I might be experiencing in the out there world, but there's always expansion here with the 3 wands. It's always moving. Okay, and so here we see the 3 infinity signs. So I feel like this is talking about eternity. This is talking about no end and no beginning. It's the infinite abundance. It's also the sign that's above the magician's head. And so I feel like this is about you manifesting your future. That's where you're moving towards. Okay, your hope, your manifestations are coming true here. Regardless of feeling stuck at the moment, it's still moving. Okay, but only time it gets stuck, Spirit wants you to see this. Okay, so you're getting some information, a peek behind the curtain. Then why does it get stuck? Why do I experience maybe challenge or conflict here? You know, like, what's that all about, Spirits? Why does it seem like the opportunity is not in front of me at times, or that it's not going to be birthed, or that I can't rely on it? And Spirit says, take a look, child, with your intuition, that in those times, It's providing you with an experience of learning about your own strength when it comes to loving self and relying on your own ability to come from an emotional heart space, okay, of unconditional love of yourself and an ability for you to stand in that, knowing your self-worth, knowing your own value, knowing your own abundance, not being swayed by anything out there, so that you're capable of standing in this energy. And so this is an experience that you need to see it, fully understand, okay, before you're gifted whatever from the universe here, your wish. So that's the only reason why things would get stuck. But it's like, but you're headed towards your star. You're going to get your wish and your hopes and whatever you want. There's success here. And then you'll see it clearly. But it's like the intuition keeps popping through here with the eyes. And it's like the Spirit's really saying the reason it's challenging is not the universe wants to give you a bunch of challenge. It's you don't see until you see. You won't see until you trust your own ability to lean into the intuition to provide you the clarity. And then there's no doubt. And then there's no challenge. And then there's no stuckness. It's like, no, even though I don't see out there at times, I'm so enlightened. I'm so clear in my own intuition and my development with the divine and my own ability to stand in my own power here to understand I'm going to get what I want. That's like the ultimate magician power, because that's how we manifest. You know, and this, I'm not talking about it in denial. It's like, oh, I'm just going to force my will. It's like, no, this is, I'm going to put my intent to the universe. And the universe only has one law of delivery. It doesn't change its way of how it works. The universe will manifest what it is that your energy is outputting. So if you output doubt and loss and resistance and sadness and scarcity, the universe provides that in front of you. If you put confidence, intuitive knowing, trusting in your own ability, full of love, and confident in whatever your vision of what you want to attain out there to the universe, it's going to deliver. It doesn't waver. The universe's laws are the universe's laws. And so it's going to deliver here success, okay, happiness to you. And so, yeah, I feel like with the star and the sun, it's like your whole world here is being unfolded. So let's take a look at these 6 cards. I do feel like I want to, well, what should we do? I kind of don't want to get rid of them, but at the same time, I don't want it to be buzzing in the background. So let's get rid of the buzzing. So we have, what is this? 9 Wands in reverse. The Emperor. Divine Masculine. So we had the Empress in the last round. Now we have the Emperor. Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine. Okay, so if we're not dealing with our other half, we could be dealing with our own masculine, feminine energies coming into our own sort of balance and power here. Okay, Temperance. So this is about balance. This is about things being successful here. Okay, it's like both sides being in balance. Temperance. Sagittarius energy. Divinely guided. 5 Swords in reverse, Ace of Pentacles in reverse, and the Hierophant in reverse. Okay. So angels, Taurus energy. We're learning about surrender, okay, with the 9 of Wands. The 9 of Wands talks about the spiritual warrior that doesn't give up, that's been through battle. He's walking through fire here. It's like, it's so heavy. You know, like, and one more wand and it's going to be that 10 wands of burden where we just break her back. And Spirit's saying, you're learning about surrender. Okay, you're learning about surrender here. And what are you surrendering to? You're surrendering to the way of the universe. And this is the going through challenging situations of 5 Swords. And we can upkeep the 5 Swords with people and experience conflict and things not going right. Okay. And we could sabotage and we could do all sorts of things when it comes to 5 Swords where nobody wins. And we're learning that nobody wins in a 5 Swords. And how do I get out of 5 Swords is by surrendering to the universe. Not fighting, not resisting, not creating walls, boundaries, blocks, fighting. It's allowing the universe to take the wheel. And so the universe is saying, when it's time for you to take action, you'll know with the Emperor. You'll be empowered to take action. You have all that it takes in order to set the house straight. If you're dealing with someone here there is going to be a time and a place where this person is going to be able to show up here to create the stability and the security. We might be experiencing someone who isn't committed, someone who isn't providing some form of clarity around an opportunity here with the Ace of Pentacles. So we want a pentacle in the 3D world. Okay, this is a new beginning, a practical new beginning, seeing a manifestation here that hasn't happened. And Spirit is saying it's not happening. This is similar to another pile. I think it was pile number 2, but I'm not sure. But anyway, I won't ruin it because it's a little different. But it's like the reason we don't see it is because this emperor, this situation, or you are still learning the lesson of surrender, okay, whichever is the thing that's not ready yet, because your story, your journey, your experience requires 2 things to come together to create the third thing. That's 10 cups. In order to create the 10 cups, the star, okay, the success, the sun, both sides or the experience has to be ready. We can't have one side ready and the other not, or else we can't create the cake, like I always say. So we have to have the flour and the egg to make the cake, but we can only supply the flour. We can't supply the egg. And so we have to wait for the egg. And so if the egg isn't ready, if the egg isn't healed, if the egg is still at the store, we got to be patient. And so Spirit is saying in the experience of patience, we're still learning about surrender. We're still learning about not causing conflict. We're still learning about what this looks like so that we can work together to create some stability here. Because what are we learning about? We're learning about the old way of being, what I used to commit to, or my lifestyle, or my beliefs, my conditioning, my programming, what I thought mattered is being turned on its side. And the reason it's being turned on its side is so I can heal, so I can come into balance, so I can understand what it's like to successfully create. So I'm being reborn like this phoenix. Okay, and so being reborn is sometimes a painful process. Look at all this fire, because the fire comes when we have to burn off certain things. So we transmute it to never to be seen again. It has to be burnt. Okay, just like burning certain limbs of a tree. And the burning process sometimes doesn't feel good. But the burning is required in order for there to be healing. The burning is required in order for there to be a rise up, for there to be balance. Okay, so if you feel balanced, know that your situation requires eggs. Okay, and if you're waiting and like the Spirit's saying, well, have patience, because you might think you're ready, but you're still learning about surrender. You're still learning about how not to create conflict. You're still learning about that, like I said, that magician that was manifesting. Because if we start to give into scarcity, if we start to believe in lack, because it didn't work, I didn't see, and all of a sudden I'm resisting and I'm creating all sorts of 5 swords again. Now I didn't learn. Now I'm still in balance. So it's like, how long can we show patience until we completely surrender? Because complete surrender doesn't mean bouncing back and forth between now I trust the universe, now I don't. Now I'm being patient with this person, and now I'm being angry and irritated. And yes, we're human. So of course we're going to have feelings where sometimes we don't feel warm and fuzzy or we're getting irritated, but are we acting on it? Are we communicating with others, and creating all sorts of 5 swords? We start to sabotage all of a sudden because we're all angry now. It's like, well, you didn't ever surrendered then. You're not ready then. The heart and the Empress doesn't get off her chair all of a sudden and give into bouts of anger because suddenly she doesn't trust the universe. It's like, no, I'm going to trust the universe. I've already surrendered. Surrender is surrender, never to be seen again. It's completely burnt off. It never comes back. My anger doesn't come back in a way here where I got to be tit for tat. It's like, it's gone. It's completely incinerated. I'm reborn. I'm reborn like this person who doesn't get pulled and swayed. One day I'm up and one day I'm down. 1 week I'm okay, and the next week I'm angry and causing all sorts of sabotage. Okay, and when I say sabotage, it's like getting mad at people or not seeing my vision all of a sudden manifest. And now I'm mad at the universe, and now I'm all lopsided again, and now I'm creating all sorts of boundaries, and I'm fighting everyone. And it's like, no. Release what you know, child. Trust in your manifestation. Trust in the divine. Trust you're being born again. Trust that you're burning off unhealthy ways of engagement so that you can come into balance, so that you can work with your situation, so you can be empowered, so that you can create stability, so that this opportunity does manifest in the real world, which it will. This pentacle's for you. It's a new beginning. But this only gets given to you by the universe when we have successfully achieved this point of now we can create this thing. It's like, it's coming. And the only reason we'd be impatient and it's not happening is because of our own pace. So Spirit's not going to breathe down your neck and say, hurry up, learn this lesson of surrender. Spirit's going to say, the time is your oyster. If you have your whole lifetime and you keep bouncing back to 5 swords because suddenly you stop trusting the universe, I don't know. It was one of you guys that left a comment all of a sudden, I don't want to play this nice game or whatever it was. I don't want to be in my heart space anymore because it's like, it's not providing. It's like, yeah, well, you just fell back into the Five Swords. That's not surrender. It's like you're still kind of secretly watching the clock. It's like, no, trust. The universe doesn't bend its way all of a sudden of how it manifests. The only way to manifest is having true conviction and belief. It's going to happen for me exactly my desire and my wish of what I want. But I'm going to let the universe sort through what that looks like. I'm not going to doubt it and all of a sudden get angry at the people in the situation or the circumstance and starts to create all sorts of havoc because now I'm giving mixed messages to the universe. And so the universe is saying, I want to deliver for you. You're learning about balance. You're going to heal through this process. You're burning off certain ways that might have not have helped your situation. Okay. And so this is why it's happening the way it's happening. Four of Cups. Yeah. So we might all of a sudden feel like disappointed in the universe. And it's like, I don't see, I'm getting despondent. And the universe hands you the cup. If our mindset is toxic, then the cup never comes. Okay, we're too focused on what doesn't work with the Four Pentacles, Four Cups. Like I always say, it's like the crybaby focused on the thing that didn't work. The toy in the McDonald's meal was not the one I wanted. So I cry. I could cry for weeks or months about the McDonald's toy, or what can I do? I can just accept the fact that the McDonald's toy, and now I'm out of the toxicity. So how long do I stay in that mindset is up to me. There's nothing to do with the universe. I'm in control of my own emotions. I'm in control of this state. So if I feel down, you're allowed to feel down, but how long do we feel down? How much charge do we give it? Are we aware of our own toxicity? If I feel cry, sad, or whatever for a little while because I'm human, then great. But if in the back of my mind, I know I feel like this because I'm human, but I also know that this is a scarcity mindset. I also know that I'm going to feed this situation of not seeing what I want. That means I'm resisting. And I don't want to resist. I want to acknowledge and accept myself as a human who has feelings, who isn't feeling good right now. Let myself feel what I feel. I'm not going to resist it because it has to come out. But I'm not going to dwell in the negative. I'm not going to dwell in the toxicity. I'm not going to dwell because I know then the cup won't come. And I'm the one that's stalling out the cup, not the universe, because I'm in a 4 cups. So I don't want to be 4 cups. I want to experience 10 cups. That's what I want. And the universe says, you got it, baby. Okay. So if you're dealing with someone, trust that both you guys are having to come together here. It's not about when you're ready or when you're done. It's like, be patient. You're only the flower. You're not the egg. Okay, you're not the egg. And even the universe is involved. So there's 3 ingredients that have to come together here to create the stability. Okay, and when you're being called to act, you will know. You will be empowered here. And that's when it comes together because you'll be given the keys to the kingdom to take action. It won't be taken away from you. Okay, do not worry, beautiful angel. So that's your reading, pile number 6. And if you're drawn to another pile, I will see you there. All right, bye-bye.